Multi-Service Center in Newtonville, 244-4802. The WMEX Memory Bank meets another challenger next. 931-1500. Our choice of calls. 719. Good morning from Jim Connors. WMEX, the place.
There's nowhere in the world that I would rather be than with you, my love. And there's nothing in the world that I would rather see than your smile, my love. For united we stand, divided we fall. And if our backs should ever be against the wall, we'll be together, together, you and I. For united we stand, divided we fall. And if our backs should ever be against the wall, we'll be together, together, you and I. And if the world around you falls apart, my love, then I'll still be here. And if the going gets too hard along the way, just you call out here. For united we stand, divided we fall. And if our backs should ever be against the wall, we'll be together, together, you and I. For united we stand, divided we fall. And if our backs should ever be against the wall, we'll be together, together, you and I. For united we stand, divided we fall.
United we stand against every radio station in town. We are WMEX. 721 at WMEX. Good morning, 58 degrees.
Neil Diamond comes to the Music Hall. Neil Diamond, singer, songwriter, at the Music Hall Thursday night, October 7th.
Baby loves me, yes, yes she does. All the girls out of sight, yeah.
Don't waste time. Get your tickets for the Neil Diamond concert at the Music Hall box office right away. A Northwest Releasing production.
It's not easy to love a ton of cold, hard steel, but your daddy does. Now hold still. The car, that's his baby. He wants me to pamper it
With Quaker State Motor Oil, best protection there is for an engine. It's made from 100% pure Pennsylvania-grade crude oil. Quaker State takes
good care of his baby and our peace of mind.
Quaker State your car to keep it running, yeah.
This is a commercial for the new Poco album, From the Inside. Boston's Poco's biggest town, so we figured we'd just let you hear Poco from the inside.
Wish that I could come with the morning sun shining through your window. I could be the one. Well, I'm going to a hood down and kick up my heels, go all night and never slow down. Yes, I love how it feels. Woo!
Saturday feeling like Sunday, and I really haven't made my way. The lost road, it's a blown up railroad. Got to find a new engineer today.
Poco, Where Your Head Is Today, the new album From the Inside on Epic Records.
Poco's From the Inside album, available at all New England Music City and Cheap Thrills stores.
Dares to challenge the memory bank.
This hour, I have Kathy Brenneman from Melrose on the line. Quincy, I'm sorry. Listen closely as the memory bank clues you to one of the top WMEX hits of the past decade.
1963. Everybody's talking.
Now, Kathy from Quincy for 50 of America's top new music albums. Name the MEX Mystery Memory Melody.
I don't know what it is.
Take a guess. I'm sorry, honey. Your answer doesn't compute as correct, which means you don't get the big prize. But you're always the winner on WMEX. So we're giving you a consolation prize. Thanks for listening and playing the game. Next hour, another challenger on WMEX. 725, Jim Connors. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. 729 on WMEX. Donny Osmond, 58 degrees, clear.
Go away, little girl. Go away, little girl.
Good morning. J. Paul Montgomery with the 7:30 news from WMEX Boston. Dock shutdown spreads. Negotiations between the International Longshoremen's Association and shipping companies broke down about 3 hours after the contract expiration deadline at midnight. A strike began. Other ILA locals, including one here in Boston, say they'll follow the lead of the New York local. President Nixon expected to invoke the 80-day cooling-off period of the Taft-Hartley law to reopen the nation's ports. West Coast ports have been strike-bound for the past 3 months. WMEX News Time, 7:31. No rail service west of Boston on the B&M. That story in just 60 seconds.
Test 1, test 2, hello, test 3.
When a concert begins, a lot of people start drinking wine. Good idea. Some people split open screw-top bottles that only got filled a week ago. If you want something better tasting without spending a small fortune, dig your corkscrew into a bottle of Costa do Sol Rosé from Portugal. Stick the bottle between your knees, or if you're foolish enough, the knees of the person beside you, and just as the lights go out, give a yank. What you'll be drinking for the rest of the evening is a slightly sweet kind of sparkling rosé that's been aged until it's just right. And Costa do Sol comes in full-quart jugs, so after you and your friend have sipped an hour of music away, there's still an hour to go in the bottle. Costa do Sol, imported by the Allens of M.S. Walker Incorporated, Boston, Massachusetts.
Dateline Boston, derailment on the B&M. A freight train derailed during the night on the B&M Railroad's main line west of Boston. A B&M dispatcher says...
We will not be able to operate commuter service between South Acton and Boston this morning.
That dispatcher says it means that service on lines into Boston from Air, South Acton, Concord, Sudbury, and Wayland will be curtailed this morning. We asked the B&M dispatcher to pinpoint the location of that derailment.
At Clematis Brook, which is in the town of Belmont.
Do you have any idea approximately how long it will take to clean it up?
Possibly we might be back in operation by noontime, but that's just a projection at 7:30 in the morning.
Conspiracy charges in Lawrence. A district court judge and 2 city officials arraigned in Lawrence yesterday on charges of conspiring to violate conflict of interest laws in Peabody. Judge Abraham Anchiles and Peabody Licensing Board members John Brennan and Harold McDermott pleaded innocent to secret grand jury indictments returned on Wednesday. They and former Peabody Mayor Edward Meany named in connection with the issue of a liquor license in 1965 to the South Peabody Liquor Mart. John Manning, president of the Liquor Mart, also indicted. More action to remove Judge Troy. A group calling itself the People First filed a petition yesterday seeking to have Judge Jerome Troy of the Dorchester District Court suspended from the bench. The group says Judge Troy committed a number of violations of the rights of poor people. They included 25 sworn statements from lawyers and law students who had observed Judge Troy's courtroom. Ramsey Clark in Newton. Former U.S. Attorney General Ramsey Clark in Newton last night speaking to a B'nai B'rith Anti-Defamation League meeting calling for more prison reforms. WMEX News microphones were there as Ramsey Clark said,
It's a shame and a disgrace that this country hasn't moved to do something about prisons before now. It's not really a matter of reform. You're not going to reform stones and steel. You're going to have a humanitarian approach that will give people a chance to live at peace with themselves and their fellow man.
And Ramsey Clark called on President Nixon to nominate what Clark called a person with a sense of history to vacancies on the U.S. Supreme Court. Phone company wants a rate hike. The New England Telephone Company will ask the Mass Department of Public Utilities today to grant it a $51 million rate increase. That hike would add $1 or $2 a month to the average residential phone bill. Tragedy at sea. One man drowned, another missing in the sinking of a cabin cruiser off Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket Sound yesterday. Coast Guard says 78-year-old Harlan Matthews of Catuit was killed when the boat, the Adlib 2, went down. 32-year-old John Oren of Centerville is missing. 3 other passengers rescued by the Coast Guard, which sent 3 helicopters, 3 patrol boats, and a cutter to search for the missing man. The boat owned by Dr. Robert Baxter. Probe of trouble at Hyde Park High. The Boston School Committee will hold a special meeting Tuesday evening, probing the situation at troubled Hyde Park High School. Teachers voted yesterday to ask the school committee to shut down that school in the wake of increased fighting and tensions between white and black students. Committee members are expected to look into charges black and white students are treated differently and that there are various forms of discrimination at the troubled Hyde Park High School. Carson's son held on drug charges. The son of TV star Johnny Carson has pleaded innocent in Rhode Island to charges of possessing marijuana. Police say 19-year-old Richard Carson and 21-year-old Gary Golden, both seamen at Quonset Point Naval Air Station in Rhode Island, were picked up on Route 95 in Providence yesterday after their car passed an automobile which just happened to have 3 narcotics agents inside. Those agents say the 2 young men were smoking and were, in the agents' words, using techniques that indicated marijuana was being used. WMEX Sports and Baseball, the San Francisco Giants won the National League West Division title last night with a 5-1 victory over the Padres in San Diego. The Giants and the Pittsburgh Pirates will meet in a best-of-7 series for that National League pennant beginning tomorrow in San Francisco. The Dodgers, incidentally, trimmed Houston last night 2-1. The Boston Bruins in hockey make their 1971 hometown debut tonight at Boston Garden against the Montreal Canadiens. It'll be the first time this year the Bruins hit the ice with regulars Ted Green, John Busick, and John McKenzie all on board. Montreal took 2 preseason games. Coach Tom Johnson says he's noticed a change for the better in the team attitude during recent workouts. Tom Johnson says the Bruins will be a different team than the one that lost to the Canadiens earlier. The Boston Braves are in Providence, Rhode Island tonight for an American Hockey League exhibition game against the Reds. Braves center Barry Merrill reported to the team yesterday. He received a medical clearance for the game. Barry Merrill had 9 stitches taken after a recent automobile accident.
All right, my boy. We'll see how great this Gillette dry look is. We'll test it on the Frankenheimer Monster. First, set the adjustable valve for the control he needs. Now... I think he likes it. Yes, look at his hair. So natural, dry. Why, he looks almost human. You're welcome. Please, Monster, keep the Gillette dry look, but no hugging.
Do you remember that special candy that you'd save for that special moment? But a friend comes by and says, hey, what's that? Can I have a bite? You can't say no, you give him some. But when you get it back, it's different. It's half gone and it's not your own, and it doesn't look quite right. But there's 2 whole chocolate coconut almond bars in every Peter Paul almond joy. With almond joy, you can share half and still have a whole. With almond joy, you can share half and still have a whole. But there's 2 whole chocolate coconut almond bars in every Peter Paul almond joy. With almond joy, you can share half and still have a whole. With almond joy, you can share half.
15-cent forecast, variable high cloudiness today, temperatures in the mid-70s, partly cloudy tonight. Weekend weather outlook, partly cloudy on Saturday, mostly fair on Sunday. Boston clear, now 58 degrees.
WMEX.
I was born in the wagon of a traveling show. My mama used to dance for the money they'd throw. Papa would do whatever he could. Preach a little gospel, sell a couple bottles of Dr. Good. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves, we'd hear it from the people of the town. They'd call us gypsies, tramps, and thieves. But every night all the men would come around and lay their money down. Picked up a boy just south of Mobile, gave him a ride, filled him with a hot meal. I was 16, he was 21. Rode with us to Memphis, and Papa would have shot him if he knew what he'd done. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves, we'd hear it from the people of the town. They'd call us gypsies, tramps, and thieves. But every night all the men would come around and lay their money down. I never had schooling, but it taught me well with its smooth southern style. 3 months later, I'm a gal in trouble, and I haven't seen him for a while. I haven't seen him for a while. She was born in the wagon of a traveling show. Her mama had to dance for the money they'd throw. Grandpa do whatever he could. Preach a little gospel, sell a couple bottles of Dr. Good. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves, we'd hear it from the people of the town. They'd call us gypsies, tramps, and thieves. But every night all the men would come around and lay their money down. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves,
Yeah, she's got tight sweaters and loose habits there. 741 Jim Connors on WMEX. Good morning. Sunny 58 degrees. JC cracking up here with a 5-man band. You're absolutely right. I'm flaky. 741 now on WMEX.
Here I am again, Mama. I'm knocking on your door. You said, let me in, I swear I won't be the way I was before. Don't you know that I've been thinking about what you told me, rolling it over in my mind. And much to my surprise, I find that you were absolutely right. You've been right all along. You're absolutely right, and I'm wrong. Second time around should be easy. Break down the walls between me and you so we can see completely how easy love can be. I know it was you who said it would be me to come crawling back to you upon my knees, and you were absolutely right. You've been right all along. You're absolutely right, and I'm wrong. I wish that you could see how bad I want to be. The kind of man to who you give your key. If you let me in, there comes up on time. We'll be sitting by the fire this evening, drinking homemade wine. We can laugh and dance and sing and play lovely night away. 'Cause you were absolutely right. You've been right all along. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You've been right all along. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely right. The 5-man electrical band. 744 on WMEX. 70s today. Jim Connors with you, and 58 degrees, too.
WMEX yesterday, 1960.
Hilton Academy Girls Gym, Saturday, 9:30 to 1 p.m. 746 Jim Connors, WMEX. 58 degrees.
The must-see concert of Boston's fall schedule. Grand Funk Railroad live at the Boston Garden. Little time remains. Act now. Grand Funk Railroad tickets will remain on sale at the Boston Garden box office until the last one is sold. One show, one night. Sunday, October 3rd. Grand Funk Live is a performance everyone must see. Boston Garden box office now. From WMEX Concert Season.
Delaney and Bonnie,
Tim
Harden, The Flying Burrito
John
Brothers,
Hammond,
Rod Stewart and the Faces,
Southern
Comfort, The Clancy Brothers and the Irish Rovers,
Edgar
Winter's White Trash, James Cotton Blues
Earth,
Band, Wind and Fire, The Allman Brothers Band and Wet Willie, Poco, Sean Phillips, Procol Harum, Savoy Brown, Brewer and Shipley, Fuzzy Linhart and Airto, B.B. King, Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Joy of Cooking, Joyous Noise, Leo Kottke, The Bee Gees and Tin Tin, Aretha Franklin, The Main Ingredient, Richie Havens and Bonnie Raitt, Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys, The Lilly Brothers, Mance Lipscomb, Tex Logan, Don Stover and the New Lost City Ramblers, Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians, Joan Baez, The Johnsons, Tommy James and the Big Band, Leon Russell Show, Fanny, Taj Mahal, Muddy Waters and
This
Paul
was
Butterfield.
Summer Thing, 1971. If Louise Day Hicks gets in, there won't be a Summer Thing in 1972. Kevin White started it. She wants to stop it. It's as simple as that. Register and vote for Kevin White. You have until October 13th to register. If you don't know how or where, call 722-4100.
A paid political message from the committee to re-elect Mayor White.
Are you fed up? I mean, really, have you had it with what you're doing now? No future, no money, stuck in a rut? There's a great way out. The ITT Technical Institute, 985 Commonwealth Avenue, Boston, can train you to learn to use your hands, to get a job you really like, making the kind of money you've always wanted. But you're the one who's got to do something about it. Right now, call 787-2200, 787-2200, and get the free information. ITT can teach you to use your hands to make good money in electronics, automotive repair, architecture, radio, TV repair, machine work, just to name a few. It's not going to cost anything to find out. Dial 787-2200 and get the free booklet from ITT Technical Institute. 787-2200 now. The booklet is free. Remember, ITT is VA approved. Right now, call 787-2200. That's 787-2200.
Stored and recorded in the WMEX Memory Bank computer cells are the words to the top songs of the past decade. Every hour, the MEX Memory Bank challenges another human to name a mystery memory melody. Over $5,000 offered in prizes. Win all 50 of America's top new music albums each time. Keep it on 1510. Match your mind against the machine.
I know the words to every song. If you guess, I'll bet you're wrong.
WMEX. As time goes on, I realize just what you mean to me. And now that you're near, promise your love that I've waited to share. And dream music, WMEX.
Good morning, sunny, 58 degrees. My name is Tim Connors. From WMEX, sunny right now. Later it's cool, so you can dress accordingly for fall. Right now, but later take it off. 7:52.